In Mario Party, there are many ways of getting stars, like most commonly being to buy them. But what if the star sellers all became racist and refused to sell you stars? Well, another way to get stars is by stealing, which is why today I answered the question, can you win a game of Mario Party whilst only stealing stars? The rules are simple, but they do change later, for the worse for me at least. But the rules are, I'm only allowed to obtain stars by stealing them from Boo or any other star stealing mechanic. Now, for what game I'll be doing this in, I'll be doing this in Mario Party Jamboree, because it's the newest one. And the settings are going to be the CPUs are set to master difficulty, so you can't call me a bitch. Well, you can call me a bitch regardless, I'll delete your comment. 30 turns on Mega Wiggler's Street Party because of its Boo location being advantageous for me. Now, whilst the first few turns pass, let's be honest, nothing happens here, so I'll explain the strategy. Basically, there's this item in Mario Party Jamboree that lets you teleport to a shop. And coincidentally, Mega Wiggler's Street Party, Boo is right next to the top right shop. So my strategy is to spam the ever-loving Stritzwagen 103 out of the shop hop box to get to Boo as often as possible, even if there are two teeny tiny problems that I'll explain soon, so stick around. But on turn 4, I discovered the most annoying part of this challenge, that being the star spots, which you may ask, how? Given how I can't buy them and my ego isn't fragile enough to where it feels like I'm being mocked by not being able to buy a star, well, it's rather simple. It's because it takes 4 turns of me saying no so that the Toad will let me leave without buying a star. Was one safety net not enough? Listen, ND Cube, I know you guys are ran by ukikis with ADHD on crack cocaine, but I feel like players, after the first time they say no to buying a star, they don't want to buy a star. But alas, besides ND Cube's questionable decisions, I do have to restart the turn in, which, hey, I see you writing that in the comments, that I'm gonna be using this to cheat later on, by just accidentally buying a star to restart the turn. But this was the only time that happened whilst I was doing this challenge, okay? But after cutting our meat like emo chefs, on turn 5, we visit Boo for the first time this game, and we steal coins from Toad for nobody has a star yet, and because there's a specific strategy that comes when stealing stars, that I'll explain later as it's more important than it may seem at a first glance, my young Mario Party Padawans. And then we get nibbled on by a Piranha plant. And next turn, Toad lands on my least favorite space in Mario Party, the Chance Time space. Or as I like to call it, the Mario Kart space, because just like Mario Kart items, it makes playing the game feel pointless. But unlike Mario Kart items, Chance Time is actually pretty rare, so you can still have fun playing Mario Party. But luckily, this Chance Time benefited me, as I got a star and coin swap with Luigi, and then I pledged my allegiance to Romania. I love Romania! I love Romania! Trăiască România mare. Then, Wario slimes me out after I messed with Jewel, and after wishing I died it because Gatekeepers comes from the pits of hell, when my next duel arrived with Wario, I got Slappy Go Round, which is the funniest minigame to play with CPUs, because no matter the difficulty, it's a laughably easy minigame to win. And skipping turn 11, I steal coins instead of a star, which again, I'll explain later when there are more stars in play. And then, my least favorite minigame in this challenge, and honestly, one I hate now, Fuzzy Heights. Because one player can get a better fuzzy layout, meaning that one player just has an advantage. So, yeah, this minigame is basically just entirely unfair. But Wario steals Luigi's star, and skipping to turn 17, I land on Chance Time, and I get another coin star swap with Wario. So yeah, peak Mario Kart level bullshit, but in my favor. But a few turns later, I land on a Bowser space. And because Bowser's a filthy commie, he makes me redistribute my coins to the ones whom I stole from, which causes Wario to steal a star from me. But as the last 5 turns hit, I'm not in the best positions per se. But on turn 28, I do steal a star from Wario. Then land on the Mario Kart space where I accidentally land on the star give. And the game said, fuck you, and made me give a star to Luigi. And the last minigame, Tricky Tires, Wario is an absolute lobotomite and loses the minigame for us. And the bonus stars not favoring us with all 3, meaning I lose the first attempt which sucks because I would have won if I didn't land in the Mario Kart space, and I hate chance time. Next game, I finally implement the rule where I'm only allowed to use Boo to steal a star, as I did manage to nab a scar last game with a Hex, but from now on, it's Boo only, so last game would have had me cheating or whatever. And skipping to turn 9, I get a star from a hidden block, so poggers. And skipping to turn 21, I'll now explain the reason to this stealing method. Essentially, I want to be second place for as long as possible. Now you may ask, why? As wouldn't you want to be first? Well, no, my young Padawans. Because of the CPU decision-making AI. Because of how the CPUs work when they go to steal a star or steal coins from a Boo, they're programmed to steal from first place in most cases. We'll see later that that's not always the case, and it is true that in some cases they won't steal from first place. But yes, seeing how CPUs will mostly go for first place, if I can have the CPUs fighting each other, then that'll give me the opportunity to steal from first place late game by keeping them constantly fighting each other. But alas, despite me having 4 stars in the end, Toad got 2 bonus stars and I only got 1, which means I lose again. And so in game 3, you can really see the weakness of the Shop Hop Box strategy, and I'll explain its flaws now. The Shop Hop Box is a 50-50 to where it sends you to one of 2 shops, which is a problem in this challenge, as for one, I need my opponents poor so that they don't steal stars from me, and with this being Jamboree and everyone being rich, and with Boo being on an important path, passing Boo for the CPUs was common. And the second problem is that I could be stuck in a loop of going to the shop in the bottom left instead of to the top right, which, well, yes, I could buy another Shop Hop Box, is another turn wasted with seeing how ND Cube can't count past the number 30 unless it's the time a minigame takes to finish. We are limited to 30 turns, so time is of the essence. But game 3 had a bigger problem. Luigi was way too cracked at this, and despite me being rich and having a lot of Shop Hop Boxes, it didn't matter. 7 stars? Piss off! Even though Luigi lost 2 stars, he was still rich, and so yeah, I got my ass kicked. And game 4, I got my ass kicked way harder, as come on, 2 twats at 7 stars? And I only had 4! But on game 5, I finally decided to try another strategy. One that didn't rely on the Shop Hop Box RNG, and that was using the Mega Wiggler to get there. Which, while mostly slower, it did mean I wouldn't be caught in annoying loot, which just frustrated me. I could control the Wiggler to block paths or trick the AI into passing Boo, and I could minimize my chances on landing on the Mario Kart space, as I'll be using custom dice and double dice in tandem with Chomp Call and Super Creepy dice, which allow me to control the CPU movements more reliably. And on turn 15, a versus minigame luckily happened, as I needed Wario to not have the funds to steal a star. But because this game said I should kill myself, it gave Wario all the flags, meaning he won. Which, while a problem because Luigi can also steal a star, and so if Toad loses star, meaning I'll be first, meaning that I'll get stolen from. But, like I said a minute ago with the CPU stealing stars, there was something good that happened, which I'll explain now. The CPUs in Mario Party Jamboree prioritize getting the star above everything else, and so they naturally beeline to the star. But that priority also goes with how their coins are used. And with Luigi rolling a 9, meaning he'll get the star that's in front of him, the Mario Party AI reads his interaction of when he's at Boo, he sees that star steal will put him below the buying star threshold that he's approaching, and therefore will instead steal coins instead of stealing a star from me. So when Wario comes, Toad is still first place, and therefore he steals the star from Toad. But, if only that mattered, as yeah, we still lost. But the strategy was much better, and in my opinion, more reliable. So, I go again, and for this game, I kinda just wanna say how much the minigames here are so long, because, like, I'm just saying these minigames are long. Like, I'm just saying, after playing Hot Cross Blocks and Gatekeepers like 20 times, I don't really want to play them ever again. And the Jamboree Buddy minigames are absolutely atrocious for so long, and it's aggravating to play them because they just take forever. And yeah, they are sometimes fun, but only really individually, and aren't frankly fun to play in between other long minigames. Like, seriously. They could have easily reworked these buddy minigames into regular minigames that you play at the end of the turn, and it would have been so much better in my opinion. But luckily, minigames like Sandwich, Scarecell, and Lumber Tumble are a hoot to play. But seriously, on Game 6, I had a Hot Cross Blocks game that lasted 3 minutes, which was frankly annoying. But alas, Game 6, I managed to hold up fairly well. Sure, I was on 2 stars, and Toad had a 5-star lead for a while, but with Toad being poor and all of us having money, Toad will undeniably be bullied hard. And I was right, as on turn 19, Wario steals a star. Turn 20, I steal Wario's star, so that I'm 1 star behind Toad, and therefore 2nd place. And turn 22, Luigi steals a star from Toad after buying himself one, putting him on the table. And on turn 25, because I had Yoshi, I was daring. And I stole 2 stars, giving me a 5-star lead, 2 stars ahead of 3rd and 2nd place. And after Luigi steals my star, leaving everyone tied, the game was going great. Especially as on turn 29, I steal Luigi's star, because he had more money. And even better, after like 5 times of failing Fuzzy Heights, the game finally gave me a better rotation to win. Suck it. But unfortunately, right after, Toad ruins everything by landing on a happening space, moving Wiggler, cutting off the shortcut that Wario was going to take, which means that he would avoid using Boo, but fucking Toad ruined my plan, and now all I can do is pray that Wario rolls low next turn to not ruin my game. But no, Wario rolls a 9 and steals my star, meaning I lose my lead, but I do beat him in Slappy Ground, so whatever. And on the last turn, despite my efforts to stop Toad getting a star, he unfortunately does. And so Toad gets a star, and so did Luigi, meaning most of us had 4 stars, besides Toad, who had 5. And last minigame was Light Wave Battle, which was very easy and fun to win. But alas, Game 6 ends like my previous ones, where I lose. Wait, I said I lose. Wait. Oh my me! I won! Yes! I am truly the Mario Party Hussar! Yeah! Woo! And just like that, with 2 bonus stars and Toad being a broke-ass bitch, I managed to win this challenge, proving that it is possible to be Mario Party with Boo only. It only took me 17 hours though. Though, honestly, this challenge would have been easier on something like Chilly Waters, Mario Party 3, or Mario Party 6. But as I chose Jamboree because of the views, baby. Watch this video perform like shit. But alas, it's the end of the video. If you like what you saw, like and subscribe, and if not, tell me why in the comments, and I'll see y'all later.